Welcome guys, in the new 2.2 update, PUBG Mobile added another new weapon, which is NS2000. NS2000 stands for Neosted 2000. Neosted 2000 is a bullpup combat shotgun that utilizes double tubular barrels to increase ammo capacity between reloading. This gun has 10 rounds capacity. NS2000 can do reload, cancel and fire immediately, a 12-gauge weapon that is only available in Newsome map till now, and many PUBG players might be having some type of doubt related with this weapon. So in this video we will be going through NS2000 weapon stats such as damage, reloading speed, recoil comparison with other shotgun weapon and many more things. Before starting the video, understand that NS2000 fires 12-gauge shell during hip fire and switches to 12-gauge slug while aiming down sight, which makes a difference in its damage and many things, but if we see in any other shotgun, then there is no difference in the damage when firing during hip fire and while aiming down sight. Starting with damage information, NS2000 has a base damage of 261 on chest when firing without opening the scope, and a base damage of 117 on chest when firing opening the scope, and a base damage of 373 on head when firing without opening the scope, and a base damage of 223 when firing opening the scope. This damage varies with the distance. As the distance increases, damage decreases. Conversely, as the distance decreases, damage increases. This change in damage is in every shotgun. In short, we can say that this is a law of shotgun. Now let us discuss rate of fire or firing rate. NS2000 fires 12 bullets in 7 seconds, which means it took 0.58 seconds of gap between each bullet fired. On the other hand, DBS fires 12 bullets in 5 seconds, which means it took on an average of 0.41 seconds of gap between each bullet, which takes us to damage per second. This may actually tell us how powerful the weapon, but if we compare NS2000 and DBS, it hardly matters because the first one who connect the shot will win, because NS2000 and DBS has a power of one-shot kill. First come first serve will happen here. Now let us see the bullet spread of NS2000 and compare it with the DBS. Without equipping attachment, the bullet spread of NS2000 is on the screen, and the bullet spread of DBS gun is on the screen too. If we see the comparison, the bullet spread of NS2000 is more if we don't equip an attachment, but it reduces when we equip an attachment in it. Let us see the damage of NS2000 on UAZ. NS2000 took 10 ammo to blast UAZ without opening the scope. If we will firing while aiming down the scope, it will take 22 ammo. On the other hand, DBS took 11 ammo to blast an UAZ in both the situation.